Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Elevation. Elevation.
Elevation who?
Elevation. 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 Elevation.
Always remember to always elevate to your next level. Never allow anybody to make you feel less than, unworthy, or anything else. Always remember to elevate because you're an elevation of the room. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the I Am Virtual Book Tour. I am Sheena, your host, and today we have Latasha Ramsey in the building. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good. So can you introduce yourself and tell the people where you're tuning in from and what you do?
Yes, so I am from Louisiana. During the day, I work in HR, but I'm the owner of Optimum Life Credit Solutions, Optimum Life Enterprises. I'm a credit repair specialist, author, speaker, life coach, so a little bit of everything. Wear many hats.
Yes, I seen to this tour, I've been running into people with that, we have that multicultural, multiple entrepreneur thing going on, but that is totally awesome. So the book we're talking about today is Don't Count Yourself Out. Am I correct? That you're an anthropology. And see, I remembered.
Great job.
Yes. So tell me, what got you into writing before we get into the book? Like, did you always want to be a writer, or it just became something as a task after going through things in life?
Yeah. So I can remember as a young girl at like 7 years old, writing my first book at school. My mom actually still has a copy of this book. It's a paperback book, but there's cardboard, and it looks like it's paper wallpaper from like a kitchen for the actual cover. So I remember just as a little girl, just always loving to write. I would actually write letters to my mom, to my dad, and we would have like a notebook. We write letters to one another. I'd write to them. They write back to me. So I've always enjoyed writing, but I didn't actually do my first anthology project until last year. The Coaches Connect was my first anthology project. And since then, I have been a contributing author to 7 different anthologies. So once I started, I just really enjoyed it. The momentum has been going, and I'm just trying to keep going at it. But it has definitely been something that I've been enjoying since I can remember at the age of 7.
That is awesome. Now, girl, don't count yourself out. How did you decide to get into this project with the visionary Sabrina Thomas?
Yes, Sabrina Thomas. Amazing. Okay, so this story, I don't think I've even shared this story with anyone. So it's live first on here. Hey. So I did several anthology projects, and all visionaries are different. Some visionaries pour into others, some visionaries are ghosts. So I was in a season to where I was like, you know what? I want to work with somebody that I don't know. So I actually went on Facebook and just Googled anthology project. Saw a couple of them, but Sabrina's stood out the most. I've never met Sabrina, but just going to her page, reading over her, her introduction for this anthology, it sounded like something that I wanted to do. So I remember just inboxing her, get more information. She responded quickly. And I just picked up great energy from her, love her spirit. But I just wanted to just get with someone that I didn't know and just try it out. So with her, like I said, just on Facebook, took a chance, and it was the best decision that I made. It's been a wonderful project, and I've really enjoyed it.
That is so awesome. I had one of your other co-authors, Zatavi. Yes. I don't want to pronounce her name wrong. I was calling her Miss Z on the show because I did not want to mess up her name. But yes, she was on here as well. Now tell me, because it's 14 years, am I correct?
13 altogether.
13. Okay, it's 13 altogether. And y'all also have a virtual book launch tomorrow. Am I correct?
The virtual book launch tour is going to be on September 10th.
Okay. See, all right. See, I'm trying to get all the information for you guys so y'all can tune
September
in.
10th from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. So Central time is going to be from 1 to 3 Central time.
Nice. Now tell us, what was your chapter about?
Okay, so my chapter is called Finding Power in My Voice. For many years, I'm talking about teens, 20s, half of my 30s, I silenced myself. I grew up in an era to where it was, don't say much, speak when spoken to. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
to come off as being the angry Black woman, walking on eggshells. So I pretty much just witnessed a lot of things and I just sat back in the cut and just really didn't say much. I knew it was wrong. I knew things were wrong. I was in situations to where I really wanted to I had every right, looking back, I had every right to be upset, be angry.
Right.
But at that moment, I didn't. And then one day, God came to me and he was like, there's no way you can walk fully in your purpose if you don't find the power in your voice. You have to
Mm.
speak up. You have to say something. You have to be the voice for the voiceless. Because for many years, no one spoke up for me. It was just
Right.
like basically things were just happening. And I was just like, okay, people pleaser, imposter syndrome. Didn't know how
Mm-hmm.
to say no. Now I can say no like it ain't nothing. Like, no. But it took years to get to this point.
That is totally awesome. And so many times we have those moments to whereas, we don't speak up for ourselves and we see things happen and we should speak. So that chapter is definitely going to hit home for some people that's still not speaking up for themselves or still not using their voice. So I commend you for that chapter.
Thank you.
Now, a question I have and I tend to ask a lot of times, writing is therapy and, it tends to, shed some light on some things. So during your process of writing this chapter and unveiling some things about yourself, what do you feel that you learned about yourself while you wrote this chapter?
Like you said, very therapeutic. Putting it on paper or putting it, on my computer, I'm like, I was reliving these moments. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, like I really let people or just, I let people just pretty much do whatever or say whatever and didn't say anything. So I have two daughters and I'm like, now I'm telling them, my oldest is 16, about to be 17. I'm like, look, and she's working. I'm like, okay, there's a certain way to handle yourself. When someone comes to you in a certain way, if it's not right, there is power in your voice. And there's a way
Right.
to say things respectfully,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to stand up for yourself.
Right.
So it just let me know, I'm like, I know I'm not alone. I know others are going through it. I know others have gone through it. But it was just really good to get it out. This book actually stretched me because
Mm.
I exposed a lot of things. It was like,
Absolutely.
okay, if you know me, if I'm saying I'm working at a job from in the 90s, 2000s, you know what I'm talking about. But
Right.
people do things because they are allowed to do things. What we
Right.
let people get away with is what they do. So now, as I am, in this season in my life, I know, okay, put your foot down, say
Right.
no, or just stand up for yourself. And that is my mission now, to just let other young ladies know when something isn't right, stand up for yourself. And it's great. And everybody's not going to be on your team, but stand firm in what you believe in.
Absolutely. Now, another question I tend to ask writers, because we all have some type of challenge that we deal with in the process of writing with our writing career. Since you've been in 7 anthologies, you wrote your own book. What do you feel you've learned was your challenge as a writer?
Just talking about things that I went through and never really had a moment to either to deal with. One anthology I wrote about the death of my father. Pretty
Mm.
much I was the one that was carrying the weight of, taking care of my mom, taking care. I had an 18-month-old daughter at that time. I took off work for a couple of days. I really didn't get the moment to
Breathe.
grieve the way I needed to. And it's been 15 years now, and I find myself going through the motion. So letting people know that, okay, time to grieve if that's what you need, because death and grief is hard,
Right.
So just thinking back over my life and just like, wow, like I really went through these things. And in that moment, we question God. We don't really know what's going on. And I know now it's for me to be able to share my story to others that are going through it or that may go through it in the future as well. So it was just being able to just kind of see it and like, wow, like this really happened. I really, I really didn't get the time to grieve, or I really suffered from imposter syndrome and didn't, stand up for myself. Just facing reality and just realizing like, wow, I need to change who I am as a person so that I can live fully and walk fully in my purpose.
That is some awesome things to learn about ourselves, because sometimes the hardest thing for us is to look at ourselves in the mirror and honestly look at the flaws and understand the things that we actually do need to work on, or to remember about ourselves, because a lot of times we take care of everybody else too.
Exactly.
So you got to take that moment, you got to grieve,
Right.
so now, there's a lot of people that's out there that's an author or an entrepreneur. What are maybe two key marketing things you could, hey, drop a gem for the people out there that is, trying to figure it out?
Yes. So I always tell people to be consistent, with anything you do. Show up every day. Don't worry about if someone likes it or shares it, because people are watching. People are watching you. I find myself, I could be in the grocery store and someone's like, "Oh, are you still doing credit repair? Are you still doing this?" And I'm like, "How do you know?" And I forget that I'm even friends with them on Facebook because they never like anything and they never
Right.
share anything. Like, "Oh, I see you on social media." And I'm like, okay, so if you see me and you're not liking it, so that lets me know that people do see you. So I always say, be consistent. Find your brand and just push your brand, because your brand is your brand. Don't worry about if you get likes. I mean, and I know it can be discouraging at times, but just stick with it. Be consistent. That's very important. And, find like-minded individuals that are on the same path as you. I'm really big on energy. So when I get around people, or just even on Facebook, like for myself, like this is our first time actually talking, but we've been communicating on Facebook for a while.
Yeah.
But it's just like, but I know that I feel like I have the support from you, and I hope that you feel like you have the support from me as well. So
Absolutely.
finding your tribe is just also very important, and just being around people that are on the same path, same vision, and same mission as you. That's don't carry dead weight. You see people that are not supporting you, cut them loose, let it go, and just find your tribe.
Absolutely. So what is next for Latasha? Like, we got 7 books in, we have the anthropology coming out in September. Pre-orders are going on right now. So make sure y'all contact her to hashtag get your book.
Yes. So yes. Hashtag get that book.
Right. Hashtag get that book.
Yeah.
So what's next?
So many women have been telling me lately, you should do your own anthology. Do your own anthology. So that is something that I definitely want to work on, but I want to be in a position to where I have the time to pour into these ladies.
Right.
Because like I said, I've had people didn't really pour into me, and I don't want to be that type of visionary. So my goal for 2023 is to start an anthology, to be a visionary, and also to do my own book as well. I have some ideas that I have some manuscripts together. I just need to, put forth the effort and just get it done. But definitely a solo project and being a visionary for an anthology are my 2 goals for 2023.
All right, 2023 is already looking like skyrockets. So yes, let's go. I'm gonna be waiting for them. Like, all right, Latasha, I see you. Hashtag I see you.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm on a couple of other anthologies as well that will be released later this year and early next year as well. So I do have a couple other projects. Think about 4 other projects that I'm a part of for the upcoming year as well.
That is awesome, awesome, awesome. And of course, you are a part of the Black Family Magazine. That is part, that's majorness going on. We taking over social media streets.
I love seeing the black and the red all up and down my timeline. Yes. So there's a devotional for the Black Family Magazine that I'm also co-author in as well. So I'm excited about that.
Yes. Listen, I'm excited about that.
Yes. Shout out to Dr. Monica Reed.
Absolutely. Definitely shout out to Dr. Monica Reed. She is the CEO and owner of the Black Family Magazine, and she is so awesome. Did you get a chance to come to the picnic when we did it virtually?
I did not.
Oh, we had fun.
I missed out.
You got to come to the next gathering.
Oh yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely.
So, a lot of times I tend to ask our writers, What is one thing you would share to someone that is afraid to put the pen to the paper or not sure they want to share that part of them? Because, that can be very vulnerable. How could you support them by giving them some encouraging words and to guide them to just, trust the process?
Yes, definitely trust the process. And it is scary. Even, I mean, I'm 7 books in and I still sometimes struggle. Like, do I really want to write this? Do I really want to write this? But I always think of, I know I'm helping someone. I'm helping myself because it's therapeutic, it's healing. I'm facing reality, but I know that I'm able to help someone by reading my story. I have so many young ladies. I had a teenager of 17 reached out to me and was like, your story helped me. And I'm like, wow, like this young lady is 17 years old. So if I can help someone even at that young of an age through, all ages, because I mean, the books are for everyone, men, women, there's no color, it's for everyone. But just write it. I mean, it is what it is. God put us in situations for reasons. It's our purpose. It's a part of our life. It makes us who we are. And it's so good to be able to read a book. It's creating legacies. You can pass this information to your family. Your children can read books and say, my mom was an author. So it's just great. It's great. It's therapeutic. It's healing, and it's needed. We need to speak on subjects that people are scared to speak on, because things are happening. A lot of times we hide things to protect others, but it's time to cut that out and talk about it, because that's how we heal, is whenever we actually talk about what's going on.
Absolutely. So with Girl, Don't Count Me Out, what are you expecting the viewers to get from this book? The viewers, the readers, the buyers, what are you expecting them to get from this book?
They are in for a treat. I mean, because I've only read my chapter, so I can only imagine the remaining chapters. They are going to understand that they are resilient, they're tenacious, they are faithful. They will understand that whatever they are going through, they are not alone. Sabrina Thomas, this is not just like an anthology where we're going to just stop from one book. Like, this is an actual brand. This is not this is not just like, okay, book is out, we're done.
Right.
This is a brand. You will see the blue and the green from the colors of the book around for years to come. It's going to help a lot of women. It's going to empower a lot of women. It's going to save a lot of women. So definitely, this is a book that, like I said, I didn't know Sabrina coming into it. However, it was made for me because I needed to speak on it. And this chapter that I did, it stretched me outside of my comfort zone. So the audience, whoever reads this book, it's a book that they're going to read and they're going to want to pass along and tell others about. They're in for a real treat.
That is so awesome. And sometimes we need that stretch. Sometimes we have to get out of our comfort zones, because if we stick in our comfort zone, then how are we growing? How are we being able to expand to the next levels of the things of our purpose that we need to do? So, we got to get that stretch in every now and then.
Growth is uncomfortable, but it's necessary.
Yes, it is definitely necessary. Definitely. So before you go, I'm gonna give you a second to give a message to a girl that may be out there counting herself out, might be self-sabotaging, might just not realizing that she's not opening her voice for who she needs to open it for. And I'm gonna give you the floor.
Sounds good. So this is I would feel like this is a letter to myself, my younger self. Girl, don't count yourself out. Know that you are resilient, you're tenacious, you're faithful. You are wonderful. God made you. So if you're made from God, you know that this is something serious. Know that whatever it is that you're facing, you are not alone. You are not by yourself. You have others. You have to find those people that are going to support you and they're going to pour into you on your journey. Know that whatever it is you want to accomplish and achieve, you can achieve. You just have to set your mind to it, set these obtainable goals and do it. I'm here for you. I'm rooting for you. So if you ever need me, inbox me, call me. But just know that, there are people that have your back and you can do it, and don't count yourself out.
Yes. Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Don't count yourself out.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
I'm telling you, They have been dropping some gems on this I Am Virtual Book Tour. So if you haven't catch all of them, make sure you catch this one plus the other 4 that I've done before this as well. They have been giving the information. They letting you know. Hashtag, you got to be basically, listen, you got to be there for you. You got to show it for you. Until you show it for you, you can't show it for nobody else. Exactly. So always remember, hashtag, don't count yourself out.
Don't count yourself out, girl. Don't count yourself out. Exactly. Yeah, we can't, we can't coach to others if we're not following what we tell others to do. So we have to set that example as well.
Absolutely. Now, can you tell them how to reach you, contact you for all your businesses, your bookings, all the collabs, all the books that you have, all that great information?
Yes, I'm here for it all. This is a season of collaboration for me. I can be reached on social media at Latasha Ramsey Cyprian. You can also reach me on Facebook at Optimum Life Credit Solutions. I can be reached by email at info@optimumlifecreditsolutions.com. I'm here for it. I am excited about this season that I'm in, and that working with amazing women and just growing professionally and personally as well. So thank you. And thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right, guys. Y'all know we always coming through. We dropping all these amazing authors through. And always remember, contact Tasha. She listen, she got the books. The pre-orders has started. They're there. All you gotta do is contact her. She gave you all the info. So make sure y'all get y'all copy of Girls Don't Count Yourself Out.
Girl, don't count yourself
Girl,
out.
don't count yourself out. See, tell you, I be forgetting. But
it's okay. I got you.
Make sure y'all get y'all copy of Girl Don't Count Yourself Out. Make sure y'all, listen, she got the credit checks. Make sure you go get the credit in order too, because you're going to need that later. I'm trying to tell you, listen.
Yes,
they might have didn't tell you when you was younger, but make sure. Go get that thing in check. As always, yes. As always, I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for coming through, Tasha, for blessing us with those gems.
Thank you for having me.
It was an honor to have you. And as always, I am your host, Sheena Gadon, the lady behind the mask. I will be returning back in another about half an hour at 7:00 with another guest, Shamika Harris. She will be on here with her book. So please tune in at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back again with another guest, and I'll be back on tomorrow with another guest, and Monday. And Sabrina will be in the house on Monday at 4:00. So listen, we are in the building. We are dropping the gems and we are showing up. That's why it's called the I Am Virtual Book Tour. Thank you. And y'all have a great day. Of course, I can't find my video. Gotta love it.
Introducing to some and reintroducing to others. Speaker, entrepreneur, motivational coach, and author, Sheena Gadon. If you wish to contact her, you can contact her via email at sgadon16@gmail.com, or you can visit her website, www